The US President Donald Trump confirming he will impose a 25% levy on all Canadian and Mexican imports starting tomorrow.
The global economy is on the edge of a major shift. With a looming 25% tariff threat from the US on Canada and Mexico, what does this mean for the world? It's not just trade, it's the beginning of a ripple effect that could trigger a global trade war. We're talking about US industries, energy exports, and prices rising everywhere.
25% tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States and 10% on Canadian energy. Decision that should they elect to proceed.
Canada's ready to push back with a powerful card, restricting oil exports to the US. And this isn't just political talk, it's a reality that could hit everyday people hard. In this video, we'll dive into how these tariffs might reshape economies, industries, and our daily lives. So let's get started.
Now first, like always, be sure to hit the like button down below. It helps us out tremendously with the reach of this video. Thank you.
US-Canada tariff war. February is here, and with it comes a shadow that stretches far beyond the calendar. It's not just another month, it could mark the dawn of something that reshapes the global economy. Quiet whispers are turning into uneasy conversations. A 25% tariff looms over Mexico and Canada, poised to be the first domino in what might become a global trade war.
U.S. President Donald Trump has signed an order to levy 25% tariffs on imports from Canada, Mexico.
Some dismiss it as bravado, a headline to stir the pot. But we can't afford that luxury. When the words come from the President of the United States, they carry the weight of action, not entertainment.
We're thinking in terms of 25% on Mexico and Canada because they're allowing...
Trump isn't floating ideas anymore, he's anchoring them. Tariffs aren't a threat, they're the plan. A return, he claims, to the roots of America's former glory. Between 1870 and 1913, the US thrived under a system thick with tariffs, a time many now romanticize as the nation's economic golden age. The logic feels simple when spoken. Why tax our own people to fill foreign coffers when we can reverse the flow, taxing foreign goods to enrich American lives? It's a narrative stitched with patriotic threads, yet beneath it lies a complexity that's harder to unravel. Picture this: the US consumer market, vast and powerful, turned into a financial lever. The idea? Pull hard enough and money spills in from around the globe. But here's the catch: tariffs don't squeeze foreign companies as much as they squeeze local wallets. The cost doesn't vanish. It shifts, quietly, invisibly, until it lands squarely on the shoulders of everyday consumers. Yet, the gears are already turning. Scott Besson's confirmation adds another piece to the puzzle. As the new face replacing Yellen, he's not just a figurehead, he's one of the minds behind this tariff push. His blueprint? Increase US tariffs globally from 0 to 20%, stepping up in sharp increments. Trump's not content with that pace though, he wants acceleration. And this isn't a sniper's shot aimed solely at China, it's a sweeping tide set to crash on shores worldwide. BRICS nations, G7 allies, Asia, Latin America. No one escapes the wave. What does this ripple mean for the world? Economies deeply tied to US trade will feel the chill first. GDP growth rates will falter and a storm brews on the horizon, a global currency crisis. The US dollar, already surging, adds pressure. Global imports priced in dollars mean higher costs everywhere. Tokyo's markets, Berlin's shops, London's streets. From your morning coffee to your monthly power bill, the pinch will be personal. And in this tightening grip, one thought echoes: the urgent need to break free from the dollar's dominance. But before we get lost in the global picture, let's shift our gaze closer. Look north. Canada stands at the edge of this unfolding saga, bracing for the first wave of economic impact, its leaders scrambling for answers. The front line is set, and the story is just beginning.
Lowering US oil exports.
Imagine a former finance minister with ambitions far beyond the usual, quietly rallying nations as if assembling an unlikely league against a common force, not with capes, but with strategies. His call echoes across borders, urging Mexico, Denmark, Canada, Panama, and the EU to stand shoulder to shoulder, united against the weight of America's trade war, as if they were fragments of a fractured alliance seeking purpose. It's both absurd and sobering to witness the unraveling. Allies once confident now waver under the strain of mockery and demands. Canada, once steady in its diplomacy, finds itself a target of daily jabs, while Trump's ambitions stretch bizarrely from claiming Greenland to eyeing the Panama Canal.
Panama's promise to us has been broken. The purpose of our deal and the spirit of our treaty has been totally violated. American ships.
A ripple of unease spreads worldwide, but Canada isn't folding its cards. Hidden in plain sight is their first move.
25% tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States and 10% on Canadian energy. A decision that, should they elect to proceed,
Tariffs hitting $15 billion worth of American goods. It's more than numbers. It's a message carved into the heart of industries. Cars, consumer products, chemicals, machinery, nothing sacred, everything vulnerable. For those relying on imports from the north, costs will rise, subtly but surely, like the tide. Yet here's the unspoken truth. In a trade war, no one emerges unscathed. It's not just about nations, it's about people. Prices creep up, jobs vanish, growth stumbles. Across borders, from bustling cities to quiet towns, lives feel the tremor. The Tax Foundation paints a stark picture. A 25% tariff on Canada and Mexico would slash the US GDP, erasing 340,000 full-time jobs. Canada isn't spared either, 30 basis points off its GDP, with 280,000 jobs disappearing into the void. And then there's China, watching from afar, less entangled, its economy not tethered as tightly to the US. But for Canada and Mexico, the dependency is a fragile thread, stretched thin under pressure. Here's where the plot thickens. The US faces a paradox, a juggling act teetering on the edge. Trump wants prosperity for American oil companies but craves lower oil prices. He maneuvers between using strategic reserves, sanctioning Iranian oil, imposing tariffs, and fueling demand for traditional cars, all while promising a lower cost of living. But reality has a way of forcing choices. And in Davos, a slip of truth emerged. A plea for global central banks to cut interest rates revealed a vulnerability. The US economy isn't as resilient as it seems. Beneath the boldness lies a dependence, and Canada holds a quiet ace, cheap, abundant energy. The kind that fuels not just industries but the very heartbeat of economic growth. In the end, it's not just about trade or politics. It's about the invisible threads that bind nations, economies, and people. Woven together in ways that even power struggles can't fully unravel. Repercussions for US industries. Keep in mind a card hidden in plain sight, Canada's nuclear option, restricting energy exports to the US. It's a card that hasn't been played yet, but it's definitely on the table. Now, think about how deeply the US economy leans on cheap Canadian oil. It's not as dire as Europe's past reliance on Russian gas, but the dependency runs deep, more than most realize. Every single day, 4.4 million barrels of crude flow from Canada into the US, the highest level since June 2010. This crude isn't just sitting in storage, it's the lifeblood coursing through US refineries, transformed into gasoline and diesel, fueling everything from long-haul trucks to morning commutes. Over half, 52% to be exact, of all US oil imports come from Canada. That's 3 times the volume imported from all OPEC nations combined. Now pause and imagine if that supply vanished or even became more expensive. Inflation wouldn't just rise, it would surge, shaking the economy at its core. And this is where it gets complicated for Trump. Can he afford an inflation spike when the strategy hinges on bringing factories back to American soil? Tariffs and penalties dominate the current narrative, targeting industries like computer chips, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals. The goal? To reverse decades of outsourcing, pulling production from places like Taiwan, which holds a staggering 98% of the global chip market. But here's the twist. While Biden's approach involves billions in incentives, Trump's version is starkly different. No handouts, just the threat of tariffs, 25%, 50%, even 100%. The message is clear. If you don't want to bleed money through taxes, build your factories in America. There's no carrot, only the stick. But for manufacturers in Taiwan or the Middle East, that's not an invitation. It's a warning. The cost of materials will skyrocket under such policies, and without the cushion of cheap Canadian energy, the economics start to crumble. Consider this. In 2023, US companies enjoyed an $18 per barrel discount on Canadian oil. That savings isn't just a number, it's the invisible hand making American manufacturing viable. Take it away, and the narrative shifts. The true engine-driving manufacturing competitiveness against giants like China isn't just policy or labor costs, it's cheap, reliable energy. And yet, beneath all this, another problem looms, quietly waiting to be revealed. US power supply at risk. The pulse of the global market no longer beats strongest in the US. That reality is approaching faster than we think. By 2030, the center of gravity will shift eastward. 1 billion voices rising from China, nearly 800 million from India, and 160 million from Indonesia. These markets aren't just growing, they're reshaping the entire economic landscape. And here's the thread that ties them together. They all belong to BRICS. This subtle detail carries profound weight, making the idea of manufacturing in the US less enticing with each passing year. Picture a German company deciding to set up shop in the US. The logic seems sound. 350 million American consumers with a taste for premium products. But there's an invisible wall. The very cost of making goods in the US makes them too expensive to send beyond its borders. It's like building a beautiful ship that's too heavy to leave the harbor. And that's why many businesses find themselves drawn to China, where the math simply works. Yet, in the quiet shadow of these decisions, Canada holds a surprisingly strong hand.
Imposing 25% tariffs on Canadian exports to the United States and 10% on Canadian energy.
Yes, Canada leans heavily on the US economy. But flip the coin and you'll see the US leans right back. Energy is where this interdependence glows brightest. Since 1909, Canada has been quietly powering the US, province by province, grid by grid. Each connection isn't just a line on a map, it's a lifeline. Cheap oil flows south, but so does something even more critical, electricity. Over $3 billion worth of Canadian power surges into the US each year, while only $1 billion trickles back. Why? Because Canada, rich in resources, can create energy more cheaply, more abundantly. Now imagine a crisis, a bitter cold snap, an unexpected flood, a heat wave scorching beyond prediction. When the US grid buckles under pressure, there's no time for hesitation. They need power, now. And that power comes from Canada. This isn't just an economic transaction, it's a matter of national security, a silent agreement sealed not with signatures, but with necessity. But energy is just the beginning. Look deeper, and you'll find veins of steel, threads of manufacturing, all stretching across the border. Canadian steelmakers, once reliable suppliers, are pulling back. Tariffs, like invisible barriers, strain these relationships. A 25% tax doesn't just dent profits, it erases them. Orders are cancelled, partnerships fray, and the ripple effects reach far beyond boardrooms. This isn't just trade policy, it's a fragile ecosystem where every decision sends shockwaves through industries, economies, and lives. And so, the story unfolds, a tale of shifting powers, hidden dependencies, and the delicate balance that holds it all together. An impending global trade war. The tariffs are bound to create more problems than they solve. Yes, some jobs might return, and a few industries may reshore, but there's a tough reality companies will have to face. Whatever is made here will remain here. Competing with global exporters like China will be a struggle. Take steel, for example. In 2023, the US sourced the most steel from Canada and Mexico. With tariffs, imported steel prices rise, and the alternatives, shipping costs would skyrocket. The dilemma Trump faces, he can't tariff without consequence. Thanks for watching, see you next time.